Good evening, sir. Can you please make me host? I have to present the PPT.
Recording in progress. Recording stopped.
We will start the session shortly. Before we start, I request participants kindly keep your devices on mute while the presentation is going on. Switch off your videos. We will start the session shortly. Before we start, I request participants kindly keep your devices on mute while the presentation is going on. Switch off your videos. We will start the session shortly. Before we start, I request participants kindly keep your devices on mute while the presentation is going on. Switch off your videos.
Snehal, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are.
Recording in progress.
Bhavna ma'am, shall we start? I'm audible. Bhavna, am I audible to you?
Yeah, we are waiting for the ma'am actually. Am I audible? Hello?
Yes, ma'am, absolutely. You are.
Okay. Acha, we are waiting for ma'am.
Okay, no problem. No problem. I hope I'm also audible to you.
You're audible, but there is some background noises which are creating problem. I don't know, it is at my end or
Is this still coming?
yeah, it's still there.
Acha, okay. Let me down my earphone. Maybe there is some issue with it. I hope now I'm audible.
I think there is an improvement.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. We are about to start the session. Principal ma'am is joining soon.
Snehal ma'am has joined. Please take the permission.
With your due permission, Principal ma'am, may we start the session?
Yes, please start.
A very good evening to one and all present here. I, Ms. Nehal Jan, Vice President of Kaizen, the Commerce Association of Aditi Mahavidyalaya, welcome everyone to an interactive lecture series on Introduction to Securities Market. It's my immense pleasure to welcome our renowned resource speaker, Dr. Shikha Gupta, Principal of Aditi Mahavidyalaya, Professor Mamta Sharma, Teacher in charge of Commerce Department, Professor Bhavna Rajput, all the faculty members, research scholars, office bearers of Kaizen, and the students. Now, I would like to call Teacher in charge of the Commerce Department, Professor Bhavna Rajput, to give the opening remarks of the session. Over to you, ma'am.
Thanks, Snehal. A very good evening to everyone. It is with great honor and pleasure I welcome our guest speaker, Dr. Shikha Gupta, Security Market Trainer of SEBI, Principal Ma'am Professor Mamta Sharma, faculty members, research scholars, and my dear students, to this session on Introduction to Securities Market, organized by Department of Commerce and Extensive Lecture Series Committee of the College. The session is an initiative to celebrate the first day of World Investor Week, which is observed from 10th October to 16th October, and also to raise awareness about the importance of investor education and protection. Friends, the security market is a component of financial market where securities can be bought and sold in the economy on the basis of the demand and supply. The securities market is used in an economy to attract new capital and also provides a means to invest money in both the short term as well as long term. It helps to transfer resources for productive needs and thereby enhances the economy's ability for investment and savings. The two interdependent and inseparable segments of securities market are the primary and the secondary markets. Perhaps the Indian Stock Exchange, BSE, is the oldest stock exchange in Asia and one of the biggest stock exchange in the world. In today's webinar, we will gain insights into the securities market of India. We will also take up questions at the end of the session. So please be free to type your question in the chat box. And I'm sure that the session will provide you the valuable and engaging contents to all of you. Thank you so much. Over to you, Snehal.
Thank you, ma'am, for your enlightening words. Let us now welcome a woman who is well known among all of us for her wisdom and knowledge, our admirable principal, ma'am, Professor Mamta Sharma. She is a university rank holder and has been teaching chemistry for the last 3 decades after completing her PhD from University of Delhi. She has published widely in the journals of national and international repute. She is the recipient of the Research Associate Award from UGC, Icon of Higher Education Award 2019, and an Outstanding Educator of the Year Award for service towards persons with disability. She has completed various research projects and organized numerous national and international conferences as a convener and resource person. Now I request the principal, ma'am, to kindly address the students. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Snehal. Good evening to everyone. Once again, it's my pleasure and honor to address you all. So today we have webinar on the topic Introduction to Security Markets. And we have Ms. Shikha Gupta, CDSL subsidiary of NSE, that is National Stock Exchange. I welcome you as a resource person. The market in which securities are issued, purchased by the investors and subsequently transferred amongst the investors is called as the securities market. The securities market provides a regulated framework for efficient flow of capital from investors to the business in the financial market system. Some function of security markets are security markets channelize the widespread and diverse savings of millions of small investors into long-term wealth creation. An important function of securities market is that they provide liquidity to the stocks and bonds that would have otherwise been illiquid. The availability of a liquid security market also encourages the investors and issuers to participate with great confidence. Some examples of security markets are stock bonds, preferred shares, and ETFs. So today, we all will have a little more knowledge about this, and it will surely help us in our near future. So this is a small introduction about the topic. Our resource person will discuss about this and solve all your queries. So as Professor Bhavna said, please inbox your queries so that timely they are addressed. I wish you all best of luck. Listen well, ask for your doubts, enhance your knowledge, and focus on yourself and be calm. Jai Hind. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your kind words. Now, I request everyone to please switch on your camera for taking the screenshot.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Now you can switch off your camera. Now I take the opportunity to introduce the resource speaker of this interactive lecture series, Dr. Shikha Gupta, resource person of SEBI, NCTEX, NCFE, CDSL, and PFRDA, and is also authorized to conduct investor awareness programs across India. She is best known for her freelance services. She has majored in various degrees, including UGC NET qualified, MBA, MCOM from Delhi University, PhD in microfinance from one of the most leading institute, Motilal Nehru National Institute of Technology, and NISM Security Market Certificate holder with 95 percentile. Ma'am has a rich experience of 14 years in the education sector. She has imparted financial literacy to more than 10,000 students and faculty across India. She is currently working as an associate professor at Linga's Lalita Devi Institute of Management and Sciences and holds various positions like career counselor, training and placement coordinator, NAC call team member. She has organized various programs like national, international conferences, corporate interactions, guest lectures, industrial visits, FDPs, job fairs, etc. She is enlisted as an editor in various research journals and has published more than 30 papers and patents in leading journals. Now, I request you, ma'am, to kindly initiate this session. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Snehal. I'm thankful to everyone from the Aditi Mahavidyalaya. First of all, I'm thankful to the respected principal ma'am, Professor Mamta Sharma ma'am. Then I thankful to next in line, Bhavna ma'am. Without her support and the student support, it won't be possible. So I'm thankful to each and every participants who have been actively becoming a part of the session series. So welcome you all in the World Investor Week session. I hope I'm audible to every one of you.
Yes, Shikha.
Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot. So I'm going to share a PowerPoint presentation. So Snehal, can you please switch off yours so that I can start mine? Just give me a second. I'm just starting the presentation. Give me 1 second. Share the PPT with you, or Bhavna ma'am, shall I share the PPT with you? Can you play? Because there's some issues I'm facing on from my end.
Khushi,
To whom I should share the PPT? Who can play from your end, ma'am?
okay, ma'am, you can send me on my mail.
Right. Okay. Just give me 1 second.
Okay.
I've shared Bhavna ma'am. Please stay from there. In the meantime, ma'am, we'll switch on the presentation. Let me start discussion with all of you. So I'm thankful to the Krishna Foundation for giving me this opportunity to share my knowledge with all of you. Just a 1 second. Okay, so let's start with this. When I talk about BSc, BSc is the talking about the Bombay Stock Exchange. So when I talk about the Bombay Stock Exchange, right, we are talking about somewhere principle about wealth creation, isn't it? So when we talk about this, first of all, we have to know everyone knows to know. If I talk about the single updated list, who are the richest person? If I talk about the top 10 richest person, they are the top 10.
Excuse me, Dr. Shikha.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, there are certain background voices. I think we are not able to listen you properly.
Clear it?
Yes, yes.
Is it
Now
fine
it's
now?
okay.
Okay. All right.
Yes, ma'am. Please
Okay.
proceed. Thank you.
Fine. Thank you. So when I talk about the rich people, everyone wants to become rich. And every year when we look towards the Forbes list, every year we have a different, the updates on the list. And this list is being updated. And that would be selected the richest person on the basis of their net worth. So I believe like ma'am would surely will synchronize my conversation with the presentation as well. So when I talk about this rich people, Elon Musk is the richest person in the world. He is the top most richest person. And the list is keep on moving ahead with the rich people. So when I talk about this rich people, is it become, is it easier to become a rich or it is so difficult? Can anyone become a crorepati? Yes, it is possible. And when we talk about the richness of all these people, the net worth, when we talk about how it would be done, is this the ownership of their business or something else we are being behind it? So ownership of business, what it actually been reflecting. Can you please imagine when we talk about the ownership of a business, or if I say to become a rich, you have to start your own business. So will it be easier to start our own business? No. But can we become still rich? Yes, we can. How we can become rich? By keeping in view that we can join the success of any good company. So if I am investing in any good company, I'm becoming a part ownership of any good company. Can I have the opportunity to become rich? Yes, I have. So what is the reflection of this wealth net worth when we talk about is the ownership of the business, right? So ownership of the business reflect where? If I talk about the ownership of business, it is reflected in the number of shares. So this number of shares and the valuation of these shares, right? Every day we know, every second, every minute, the valuation of the shares are changing, right? This is the reason the share valuation is dipping or up, hiking. So for this, the valuation changing, the net worth of the owner is also changing. This is the biggest reason when you see sometimes, the Elon Musk is at the top, sometimes Bill Gates was at the top, and recently Mukesh Ambani is in the top 10 richest people list. So what is this happening? How it is happening is behind this numbers game of valuation, right? Which is up and down going on in the share market and shares when we talk about the various stock exchanges. So stock exchanges are doing what? They are looking towards the prices, they are reflecting the valuation of the company. So if I talk about the, a kind of chessboard, the chessboard carries the 64 squares, which are of 64 sheets. If each square is worth ₹1, if you keep on, the value of the company is ₹64, then can you imagine that the money do you need to buy the 50% of the company? And how these companies are being increasing, the ultimate thing, what is this price of the shares are rising, right? When I talk about why should the price of the shares are rising, is this the only demand and supply factors? No. When we talk about in economics, we have been just, bring and brought up with this principle, demand and supply. So as the demand and supply fluctuate, the prices also fluctuate. But when we talk about the share market, this is not the ultimate reason. This is one of the factors, which is obviously one of the important factor. But behind that, there are a lot of other things which are making the change in the prices of the share. So if I talk about the some major factors, not all, it is not possible to cover in such a small session. But yes, if I talk about the major, the reasons behind the share prices change is the company's sales, the revenue. So if I talk about a company sales and revenue are increasing, that means it is a positive sign that company is doing fairly well, and everyone will want to go with such success of the company and would like to join. So that would be the one reason the prices of the shares are rising. Then again, the company reputation in the market, in the competitive world, in the industry in which it is working. So that again add value. Then profits. When we talk about profits, all the commerce students very well understood this concept. But when we talk about profits, that could be a many way that we can define the profit, isn't it? The gross profit, the net profit, the net profit after depreciation, after interest, after tax, EBITDA. So these are all the various, the formal languages that we are using. But everywhere we are talking about profit. So which profit we are talking here? We are talking about the true profits. That is the net revenue that the company is generating every year. If it is sound and going upward steadily every year, that means the company is making a sense to invest in the market, right? So if all the three factors, these are quantifiable factors which you can quantify, but there are qualitative factors as well, like the management of the company, how well the management of the company is doing well. If there will be any shifting, any change in the management key personals, what will happen? The company share prices suddenly drop down. Why it happens? Because people trust on the people who are running the company. Why? Because you and me are not running the company. Who is running the company? Company is run by my representative, the management, the key state, the board of directors, who will be taking decision on behalf of all the participating owners of the company. Is that so? If there would be any fluctuation, any change in it, definitely going to affect my decision as a owner, whether should I continue with the company or not. So there would be such kind of, the qualitative and quantitative factors would be going to affect the price of the shares, apart from demand and supply. Apart from that, there would be some global effects as well. As you can see, pandemic which was going on, the share prices were fluctuating very frequently. Again, there would be say war in Russia, in Ukraine. Does it affect your stock market? Yes. The political instability or any change in the political the scenario, definitely everything is going to be affected. So we can say the security market, when we talk about it, is quite sensitive. So that is the sensitivity analysis that we need to do. So if I talk about you want to become rich, so what you will do? You start your own company, or you invest in some good successful company and buy the shares. What would be the easiest way for you to start your journey? I believe everyone agree with me. That is, to buy the shares of a company would be the easiest way to to become a rich or to become a part owner of a company. Rather, you start your own company. So how do you buy shares if I talk about? So if you all agree with me, like buying the shares would be the easiest way to become rich. So now let's move ahead with how you are going to buy the shares. So if I talk about how you are buying, you would be buying, there would be multiple ways. Either directly you would be buying from the security market in the IPO, initial public offer, right? So initial public offer, I believe everyone aware about. Initial public offer is basically when the company is in need of a money for various projects, the capital for the various projects, the company requests the general public to subscribe the shares of the company, and that was the one way through which you would be becoming part with the company directly. There's another way, which your Mamta ma'am is the principal of college. She has rightly said the stock market, right? So stock market, what is happening? There is the indirect way that you are becoming a part ownership of the existing, the company who has been existing shares, who has been launched into the market. So if I wouldn't be able to buy the shares at the time the IPO was launched, I can still become a part if somebody is ready to sell their shares to me of that particular company. So there, the trading or the liquidity of the market, we are getting through this. So directly through capital market, I would be entering, if I say, the primary market, and the another is the secondary market. Apart from that, there are other easiest way for the youngsters, the students who don't have much money to invest into the market, and they want the safety and security and risk free to some extent. So then we have a easy way to enter the market is mutual fund, SIP, right? These are the way through which you can enter. When we talk about the major, the difference between the primary and secondary market, the major difference is primary market is a new issue market, while the secondary market is a post-issue market. That is, only the trading is going on in the secondary market. But when we talk about primary market, the owners, the part owner, the shareholders are developing a relationship with the company. You are in direct touch with the company. It's just like, when you buy a new car, you buy from the authorized dealer, isn't it? Which is the registered authorized centers of the company. But when after using for a one month, 1 year, what you do? You want to sell it. So does you sell back to the company? No. What you do? You go to the second-hand market of the car to trade with that, the used car. And if you want to buy a used car, you would be going again to the second-hand market. So it is something like second-hand market is the secondary stock market, where only the existing securities are being dealt. So this is the easiest way to understand in the market. In both the markets, obviously, what we are doing, we are looking towards the capital, right? So in the first market, the primary one, we are raising the capital. But in the secondary market, what we are doing, we are trading with the securities. We are providing the liquidity to the investors. Suppose after buying the shares of the company, suddenly I need a urgent need of money. What I need to do? I need to get rid of these shares. So I will sell it. Where I will sell? I cannot sell it back to the company. So I'm going to the secondary market, and there I sell the shares and get my money back from the market. So when I talk about the primary market, what would be the all types of public issues available in the market? So the very first thing which we have already discussed, public issue. Apart from that, we have a follow public offer. So in case the company again need of money, the capital, what they will come up with the FPO. Similarly, the existing shareholder also enjoy the right issues benefit. So if the company would be again coming up with the shares, they will ask firstly the existing shareholders and ask them to buy at a very privileged price, which may not be available to the new subscribers of the capital. Just like we know when you go to any showroom. So have you been ever seen like you have bought any Apple product or any company product, and then what happened? The next time the company mail you or message you, okay, you are a privileged customer, you have been bought earlier the particular product with us, and we are offering you this particular discount on our new upcoming product, or some new schemes they would be providing to the existing customer. Same here it is happening in the right issue. So existing shareholders have been given this privilege right because they are the existing shareholders of the company. So company feel why we are approaching to the new one when we have our own base of shareholders. So we firstly approach them. If they don't buy, then we'll move on to the next one. So once you get a shares of company, obviously you are buying the shares for some benefit. You need some dividends out of it in the form of the profits the companies are sharing. But apart from that, sometimes the company is not providing you the dividends, right? Apart from that, company issue the bonus shares, right? So what is this? Rather than giving you a cash benefit in the form of dividend, the company would be providing you additional shares. So why are you ready to buy this bonus shares from the company? Because you have already, say, suppose 10 shares and 5 shares the company is giving you additional. So with this 15 shares, what would happen? You have more shares. So if you sell out in the market, you can sell these 5 shares, or you would be getting next time the dividend on 15 shares. So again, your income would increase. And if the company reputation is good, the value of the company is increasing, you would be having the, when you sell these this bonus issued shares of 5, you get an additional income benefit as well, revenue out of it. So like you and me are investing in the market, similarly, the organizations are also been participating in the primary market. They are also buying the shares of one and another company, and the mode is private placement. So private placement is the preferential issue, or it would be in the form of qualified institutional placement. In both the way, what would be happening? The representative of the company, they would be buying for authorized one, and they would be buying on behalf of such companies under this private placement. So these are the way through which the the primary market is working, right? So do you think the market should be regulated? As there would be a lot of peoples are involved, you and me are hard earned money savings, we are investing in the market. So don't you think this market need to be regulated? Yes, this market need to be regulated. So who regulate this market? This market would be regulated by Bombay Stock Exchange, National Stock Exchange? No. This would be regulated by our regulatory body, which is Security and Exchange Board of India. So SEBI is the right answer when we talk about who regulates this capital market. So entire capital market is regulated by. So when we talk about capital market, BSE, NSE, all these exchanges will come part of this market, right? So everyone is under the close supervision of Security and Exchange Board of India. When I talk about SEBI, what is the key objective of the SEBI? As it has been regulating the entire capital market, they have been working towards purely the interest of the investors. So you and me are investing safely in the market because we know SEBI is protecting our interest. They ensure that the information, the company who are launching the IPOs, they would give the correct and transparent information. So promote the development of the security market and to regulate the market. And how this would be done by the SEBI? By improving the market design and regulation. They are also providing the increase in efficiency and transparency and availability of new updated products. So we keep on updating and adding the new products into the market So the investor would have the more choices of investment, because everyone have their own uh, particular choice, customize the risk level, the money they want to invest in the market, right? So accordingly, we have a multiple products into the market, and the SEBI's come up with the updated products in the market so that everyone choice could be considered. Now let's talk about what all, when you are going to open a want to trade into the market, what all accounts you need to open. We need basic accounts, which is demat, trading account, and bank account. These are the three accounts we need to open. What? Demat account, trading account, and the bank account. Bank account for what purpose? Because obviously when we are buying and selling, the money would be coming in, or I would be paying money, whatever will be, I need to be paid online or receiving online. So I need the bank account, which has been internet facility, right? Which has been online, I can do the transaction. As I'm going to keep my securities in a account, which is a depository account, demat account, which we have already been discussed in our previous session. So quickly recall the demat account is the account where all my securities are in electronic form. Whatever mode I've been bought, it is all been reflected in this demat account. And trading account is required to book the trade. How I'm booking the trade? Am I booking it directly? I feel like I'm using any online platform or any software, so I feel like I'm buying it directly. But no, the interface which I'm using is of some broker. So broker, the registered broker, I would need to open a trading account. So these are the three basic account I need to start my trading. And how I can do all these things, I need obviously some documentation. So what would be the documentation I need? PAN card, which is a permanent account number, is the mandatory document that I need for opening the trading and demat account. Apart from that, address proof, I need address proof. It is not mandatory कि आप आधार कार्ड ही use करो, आधार कार्ड नहीं है, then also you have a lot of the government approved cards like your voter ID card, your driving license, your NREGA job card. There would be your government official. If you are, then you would be having some card. That all are valid cards which you can use it. But yes, if somebody say PAN card is mandatory, yes. If somebody say Aadhaar card is mandatory, no, it is not mandatory. Any of the equivalent address proof, ID card, there would be sufficient. So what would be the basic rules of investment? आपने account खोल लिया, आपने समझ लिया. Now let's talk about your investment. So what would be the basic rules that you would be starting? Obviously, you need to do a lot of juggling with the company, right? So the company information is very, very important. If the company is doing fairly well, then only obviously you are going to invest. So you do a lot of homework before you start investing. So good management is the key. Then the profits, as we discussed, and the healthy balance sheet. These are some of the major basic, the features. Sector, but the pharmaceutical sector is at face. So if the industry is at the downfalls, even if I would be investing in the top most of the industry, so Ranbaxy, let's take an example. Ranbaxy is the topmost company in the pharmaceutical. So if I am investing in this topmost company, does it giving me a good return? No. Why? Because the industry itself is at the downfall. So howsoever the Ranbaxy is doing wonderful job, even then the industry isn't, it's a part of industry. So if there would be anything going wrong, definitely is going to affect the Ranbaxy as well. So am I going to do a correct choice? No. So I have to do an industry first of all analysis. So wherever industry I'm going to invest, I must look this, that whether that industry prospects, the future prospects are brighter or not. Again, when we do the company information, I need to check the internal company information, which would be related to the company itself, which is the company's profits, which I can do it with various financial ratios. I can cross-check the management track record. And as I'm giving money today, it's not only the past performance I have to evaluate or analyze. Apart from that, I need to look at the future prospect, whether the company has future prospects brighter or not, whether the company will be into the competitive position in future as well or not, Like say when I talk about Moser Bear, it was a time when you would be too young. You used to buy the Moser Bear CDs, 10 rupees, 15 rupees, 20 rupees. But where the company vanished, nobody knows. So if somebody has been continuing, Moser Bear तो सबसे अच्छी कंपनी है, बहुत अच्छी, उसी में इन्वेस्ट करेंगे हम, उसमें रिजिड है, हम उससे कहीं भी इन्वेस्ट आगे नहीं करेंगे. So what would happen with the investors' money? It has all been lost when the company vanishes, isn't it? So what we need to do? We need to do a keep a eye on what is happening in the industry, in the company. It is not all about कि अच्छा मैंने पहले तो बहुत अच्छा एनालिसिस किया था, मैंने बहुत सोच समझ के पैसे लगाए, मैंने सारा एनालिसिस किया था, then we are having invested in this company. But what about the future of a company? I need to keep a track on it. जैसे कि मैं कोई स्टूडेंट की बात करूं, आप ही में से कोई बहुत ही ब्राइटेस्ट स्टूडेंट्स है and he is into the eye of every faculty, like he is the studious and he is the topper of the class. But suddenly when he become the eye candy of every faculty, he start not attending the classes, not submitting the assignments, because he feel like I would be taken for granted कि मैम मुझे तो मार्क्स दे ही देंगे. But suddenly when he keep on dropping the performance, what would happen? Faculty will say अच्छा इसके बहुत लग रहा है, किसको लग रहा है मैम हमेशा मार्क्स दे देंगे. बट इफ ही इज नॉट परफॉर्मिंग, योर फैकल्टी इज नॉट गिविंग यू मार्क्स, देन ही सडनली रियलाइज अच्छा मैंने मेहनत नहीं करी, मैंने क्लासेस मिस की, पहले मैं अच्छा था इसीलिए मुझे ज्यादा मार्क्स मिले. तो सेम हैपन हियर विद द कंपनीज. Company has to keep on meet the expectations of the shareholders. If the company is not meeting the shareholders the objectives, their requirement, the company would fall down and the investor will take away the money from that company. So we have to do the future analysis of the company as well as past performance analysis. Past में कैसी थी, आगे कैसी रहेगी? Will it continue to the competitive in the environment, in the future perspective environment? Yes, everything we need to take care. So what you as an investor need to do a due diligence. When I talk about this due diligence, I need to look towards the investment without analysis is driving a highway without blinding fold, isn't it? You have to be proactive approach, enabling the investors to know about prospective investment and better understanding about the past is important because past is my foundation, isn't it? And I have to look towards my future journey and future growth of the company. So same here being talked in the slides. So what type of the questions to be asked before you are investing? Whether the company's revenues are increasing, profits are making, the company able to pay its debt, which is very, very important. I believe like majorly all of you are from commerce background. You know very well that the how much the assets we have, are we able to meet our debts? Why it is important being a shareholder? Because the shareholders will be getting the leftover portions after paying all the external liabilities. If you're not able to pay your debts, then is there anything left for the shareholders? No. So if I have a sufficient money to pay my debts, to repay all the debts, then only something left that would be shared with the owners. That is you and me, who would be invested in the company and we become a shareholder of that company. So we have to be ensured what is the paying capacity of the company towards all the debts. If the company is not able to pay even debt, I can ensure the company would pay something to me. If the company would be at loss, that means I'm at the loss. So I have to keep a check on the company performance. So if the company is in a position of strong enough to compete with peers, that is the competitive word. If the others are doing well in that industry and the company has been losing the position, what would happen? The company will die and my money as well. So we need to be very careful all these aspects. So how you apply for a public issue? Okay, when we talk about the public issue, there is a online mode. Okay, so type of, okay, there is a one slide which is a professional help. So who will be giving you this professional help to to identify this company analysis? Because I feel like I don't have a much time to do the company analysis. I'm not being such financial jargons friendly to do all this, to understand all the aspects. So I take a help from the financial advisors who are the registered SEBI people. Along with that, we would be taking professional helps from the stockbrokers, from the mutual fund distributor, the registered investment advisor, as I said, from the SEBI website, to get a list. So not anyone, like if I claim today, like I'm the SEBI expert or the registered investor advisor, no, you have to check what? You have to check my ID. You have to check my registration number, whether I am a registered investor advisor or not. And here on, once you go to the SEBI website, you get all such details. Who are the registered advisors, who are the brokers, and all these things, right? Now let's move on. What are the online mode are available? So this is the most important aspect when we talk about the public issue, which is ESBA. ESBA is the application supported by block demo. What is this application supported by block demo? If say, suppose you might have been gone through the procedure of the buying the shares of a company, what would happen? Initially, we have to write an application in the application format, and we would be depositing the money. Initially, we are giving money to the company with the application. Company have to look how many people have subscribed the shares. If 90% and above have been subscribed the shares, rule this, right? And then only the company would be taking the money and would making it a successful application or the IPO. But in case 90% and below, 90% below the shares have been subscribed, the company has to refund all the money. So when we talk about refunding this money, what would happen? It would taking a lot of time to the company, and my money get stuck with the company. If the company would be taking decisions, say 1 month, 15 days, so my money is stuck. And when we talk about the money, it would be, say, suppose a crore rupee I have been invested, 10 lakh rupees I invest. If I talk about this, such a huge money amount, if even a 10 days my money get blocked, I would have been lost the return I could have been generated with that 10 lakh rupees for this short period of time. Because we have nowadays a lot of instruments where we can invest overnight as well. So 15 days would be a bigger time, isn't it? And to get a refund would be a very difficult procedure if there was a not online procedure. So this ESBA is doing what? This ESBA process is allowing all the investors into the market to block this money in their own account. However, they are not utilizing this money for any other purpose, but at least they would be receiving the basic bank return interest out of it. So that would be the advantage. And in case the shares are not issued or partially shares are issued, so whatever will be the excess amount you have been blocked with the company, that could get unfreezed and you can use it for any other purposes, and it would get been reflected and unblocked from your bank account. So here the money is not channelizing to anywhere. You don't need to send it through draft or through check, or you're not receiving any check back from the company. It would be done just by a few clicks, right? With few instructions, you're getting your money back. So the money is saved, the time was being saved in this entire procedure. So as far as the most, you can say the most important, the SEBI has been updated one. So when we talk about this investment, it could be done even with the UPI codes as well. And when we talk about you and me are investing initially in the market when we start, obviously we would not be starting with the huge amount. We would be starting with a very small amount, right? So if I'm investing up to 2 lakh rupees, right, I would be counted as a retail investor. So within a year, if I'm investing in the market, 2 lakh rupees, debentures I'm buying or shares I'm buying, any kind of securities, I would fall in the category of retail investor. And under such case, what I suggest you are to go with a basic demat account rather than a regular demat account. So basic demat account would charge only 100 rupees annually as a maintenance cost. Whenever we open a regular demat account, so say suppose I start transacting more than 2 lakh rupees suddenly. So the moment I cross this limit of 2 lakh rupees of trading, my demat account will auto convert into regular demat account, and whatever will be the heavy fees I would be charged from me would be chargeable. So my cost of the money to handling the money would get increased. So keep it a lower. You must start with the basic demat account which is required, right? And whenever you open an account, obviously you need to go with the KYC, which is again very, very important. So go ahead with the KYC, and once it is done, you can keep this KYC number active with you. And say in case I need to switch over from one intermediary to another, can I have to do again KYC? No. This number of KYC which is done once would be valid, and I can use it to other intermediary that I have already been done KYC. So we don't need to go with the KYC again. Now let's talk about what are your rights. You are now the owner of a company, but hardly any of us feel like a owner. We don't feel like a king. Okay, that is the most disadvantage or psychological barrier we have in our mindset. So first of all, we have to feel like a owner. What would be the Jeff Bezos is the owner of a Tesla company? What he would be doing in the first morning when going into the office? Does he going to start and check the screen what is going on the stock market, whether my prices are up or down? No. He would be actually been practically working in the company. He would be calling the meetings. He would be making strategies. He would be looking how we can increase the profits. Why he is not bothering about the stock market? Because he knows very well, if my company is giving the true profits, the quality, the company reputation is good, we are giving a good profits, the better dividends, definitely my reputation or my share prices would increase in the market. So the key is to work on the foundation. So being a owner, when you buy shares of a company, you need to work on what? You need to work on this back position, the back seat you have to take it. That means you have to look the annual reports of the company. You need to look the audited financial statements of the company. You have a right to become a part of general meetings of the company. You have a right to, if you have any query or anything, you find that company is not doing that decision in favor of you, all in favor of all the investors, you have a right to speak to the company. So these are all the benefits you are getting as a shareholder. So feel like I am an owner. The management is working for you, as you are the part owner of the company. So you have a right to say any question, any query, you can raise it to the management. You can call the general meeting as well, and you can resolve your issues. In case your the queries are not resolved or you have any grievances, then you can write to the SEBI as well, or to the relevant intermediary to resolve your queries. So what you should ask, that you should ask your questions. As I said, the statutory books of records, can I check? Yes, I can check the statutory books of account as well. I get a voting rights as well. So when we talk about majorly, what are the recent investor protection measures the SEBI has been taken? So we have been, the eKYC has been there. So now, rather than going only for a offline procedure of KYC, we have a online. The power of attorney was a time when the broker has said, used to say, okay, you have to mandatory give me this power of attorney, which was generally being misused by the brokers in previous times. So that has been updated by the SEBI. So now the power of attorney is not a mandate that I have to give to my, broker. But yes, if I found, yes, I have to do a lot of transaction, I trust on him. And some basic, some specific power of attorney with some limit I want to give, with all, read out the clauses, all the paperwork you have been done, then only I suggest. Otherwise, I suggest avoid to give power of attorney to anyone, especially the brokers. Pledging and repledging, the framework have been changed by the SEBI. And I said basic demat account has been added. And now you can do this, when you are doing this mutual fund way, this platform you are using to invest into the security market. As a, the layman, sometimes you don't understand the various schemes of the mutual fund. So SEBI has been segregated all these schemes on the various labels. Labels like, you understand the red means the danger zone, isn't it? The yellow is a, okay, medium hai, theek hai, and the green zone, okay, green is the highlighted, okay, that is everything is perfect, right? So that here again, when we talk about this labeling on the mutual fund schemes, there is a red, yellow, orange kind of zones which help you to identify the scheme falls under how much risk. So if it is on the red zone, can I identify it is a danger of the highest risk is where? In the security market. It means, say, suppose my 80% money is being invested in the security market, which is highly unsecured, risk-free, completely risky market. So if it is on the red zone, is showing the labeling, can I, any layman can understand that my money is at risk? Yes. If it is on the green zone, maybe suppose that means 80% of my money is being invested into the risk-free investment, like say government securities and so on. So it would be very easy for a layman to understand. Similarly, investment advisors fee would be capped to a particular level. So that would be the added benefit, so that we would not be fall into the high charges that we are paying to the brokers. Every broker is charging a different fee, so we have to keep a cap on it. SEBI has capped on it, right? Similarly, now let's talk about do's and don'ts of the investment. So we talk about do's and don'ts on the investment. Make sure to receive funds and security in your account within a day, which is very, very important. Within a day of payout date. What is this payout date and pay in date? There is a very common, terminology which is used when we talk about the stock market. So when we talk about the stock market, how, say suppose there are two people, clients, one is the buyer and the seller on the stock market, and they are looking towards to exchange the shares and with each other. So I am a buyer, I want to buy the shares. So what I need to do, I need to approach through my broker to the exchange. I would be looking, say suppose 100 shares I want to buy of a particular company at 10 rupees. So that 1000 rupees I need to pay to the the stock exchange, isn't it? How I would be paying? I would be paying through my representative, and my representative is a broker, my registered broker, with whom I would be doing the all entire transaction. So that broker, what he would be doing, he would be paying to the exchange, and where it would be going, there is a back-end procedure. It is not only the stock exchange. There are a lot of back-end intermediaries involved into the entire procedure. So if I talk about the back-end procedure, it is the clearing member, right? So there is a clearing member who would be clearing the transaction. So that broker, through this channel of stock exchange, okay, that online, the screen would be money or the shares of, there would be a seller, his shares would be going to whom 100 shares the seller would be giving to through his brokers to this clearing member. This clearing member, after receiving, that is called pay in. हमने क्या किया? Pay किया. So that would be called as pay in. That would be pooled out in a common pool of money and common pool of shares. Once it would be done on the day one, day two, what would be happening? The transaction would be exchanged. That means the clearing member would pay as I am a buyer. So he would be giving me the 100 shares, which he has been collected through the broker or from the other side, right? And similarly, simultaneously, what he would be doing, the day two, he would be paying out the money which he has been collected from me to the other end, right? So this way, what would be happening? This way, both the transaction is going on. So that would be called as payout day. So I believe can any there is some noises from someone. Can you please make yourself unmuted? So when we talk about this procedure, I hope it is clear. So make sure to receive the funds or securities in your account within a day one of payout date. The payout date would be the day two. So the T+2, which we called and been doing can say the trial basis to T+1. So that same day when you are paying in, the same day you are getting a payout as well. So we're trying on this, and if it is get successful, definitely we are going to launch it very soon into the market, to the entire market itself, and ensure to receive the contract note within 24 hours of your trade, which is very, very important, right? What is this contract note? It is just like a receipt of that you have done the trade. It carries the date, the time, the volume, the number of shares, the price, the the fee that has been charged. So all the details would be there. And this contract note you must receive within 24 hours is very, very important. If you are not receiving, you have to immediately contact your broker. Why you have not received? Because it is delayed. It means it would get tempered. So we have to be very careful that we must receive this in 24 hours, and this is one of my right to receive it, right? And ensure to receive the statement of account as well. And how many times? At least once a quarter from your stockbroker, which is important. And this is my right as well. I can get it free copy of once a quarter, the statement of my account. In case I need a more frequently, I can pay and I can get it the same. Now, what you should take care further, avoid keeping excess money in your broking account. It's some like, it is similar to your the e-wallets. How many of you are using e-wallets? I think majorly many of you are using this e-wallet procedure, the way to pay money. But how much money you would be keeping in your account? Only that much money which you are going to transact. Okay, say suppose I have a every week I would be transacting with 1000 rupees or 2000 rupees. I would be keeping almost similar money in my e-wallet. Why I'm keeping unlimited money? Because I have a the fear of it good lost during the transaction, or some bug or some spam would be there. So at least I would be losing a lesser money, only that would be in my account. Just like keeping a money in your wallets, when you go to the market, what you do, you keep a limited money in your wallet, not entire money at your home. You are bringing, you just take to the market. Why? Because you want the security of your money. Same here. When we are talking about the money in your broking account, it should be kept only that much which I need to transact, not beyond that. Why? I should not keep the excess money, so that it should not be manipulated or misused by the broker by any way. Ensure that your stockbroker does not pledge your securities, which is very important. Sometimes in the past, some of the brokers have been done this, so we have to be very careful that it is a kind of collateral. So sometimes he pledge your securities on behalf on account of that, he raise the money or take the loan from the market, so which is a very wrong practices. However, it has been under the control of the SEBI, but still we as investors has to be very careful that it should not be done. So we should give every time our active mobile number and active email ID, so that if there would be anything wrong or any transaction which has been happened in my account, it will automatically be updated. And if I found it is wrong, which is not under my the permission, I can immediately stop that transaction to be further making a loss to me. And regularly verify the balances on the securities in my demat account. So every time I keep a check on my demat account, just like you check your emails, how many times you check your email and your WhatsApp, same way you should check your demat account at least once a day, right? Or as per the number of transactions you are doing, accordingly you have to decide it. So I believe all these points you must take care while you start your journey of investment. Do not trust in any hot investment tips, which is very important. All of us are on social media, and this social media is a power of information, but this information may be sometimes misleading to us, right? So majorly when you doing start trading, a lot of the due to artificial intelligence, the Google will find out like, okay, you have been started trading, so you need to be updated with the information, the tips of the stock market. So there would be a very regularly, frequently you are getting a lot of hot tips from the social media. Apart from that, the magazine, newspapers, your friends, your relatives, they are all giving this kind of tips to invest here and there or do and that. Does we going to rely on all advisors? No. Why we are not relying on it? Just take a very simple example. How many of you get ill and been relying on the home remedies? Sometimes we consider it, but before we consider any a simple home remedy, we keep a cross check, the authenticity of that. If I found, okay, like say suppose I get it on WhatsApp during the COVID time, do this or that, you would be increase your immunity. But how often we have been implemented in our life? Not much. Why? Because we have to we recheck with our doctor. Maybe the family doctor, I would be asking, Acha, I have been read this particular home remedy for increasing or boosting the immunity. So shall we go ahead? If we say yes, you can. Or if we say no, this is not the true facts, they are all misleading or a myth. So obviously we are not going ahead. So who would be I am relying? I would be relying on the expert who have a the license to act as a doctor, right? Who is the expert of his field. Same here. Why I'm relying on my friends, relatives, social media? Why I'm not using my own instinct? Why I'm not doing my own work, which is very important to be done to the market. Apart from that, I need to check with the financial experts. So who would be giving me unwise advice? So suppose on the newspaper, news comes, okay, a particular, the investors who have been invested in the X company, they are now becoming rich. They have been make a good profit from the company. You just get influenced by this information and you invested in the market and you lost all your money. Whom you will blame? Is this a newspaper? No, this is your money. You have to be careful with your money, isn't it? And why this mistake happened and what was the backdrop of this? However, the information which has been on the newspaper was correct. But have you been gone back to the information when these investors invested in the market? Maybe they invested, the newspaper talking about was the investors who have been invested 10 years back to the company. who have been continuously being part of the company for a longer period of time. So this longevity being connected with the company, they had been gradually getting such a huge, the jump into the company performance. But if I have been, buying the shares of a company when it already at a peak, you know very well the nature of the market. Once it would be at a peak, it start fall down, isn't it? And obviously it's dropped down till the level of the again the dropping maturity, and then again it would up or move upward again. So this is the trend of the market. Volatility is the nature of the market, which we none of us can change, right? So that is the uncertainty into the market. But yes, this up and down, if I have a good base of a company who has a good management, who is being continuously doing a very hard work and having a good profits. However, up and downs are happening with every company. If I talk about the pandemic, each and every good company are also being affected their profit, but still they have been recovered, revived. But when we talk about a small company who are artificially been increasing the valuation of their companies, it will not continue for a longer period of time. So whenever we invest into this market, we want to make a good profits with lesser risk into the market is to do a good homework over the company and with the company for a longer period. Stick with the stock market or this market for a longer period, suppose 5 to 10 years, not more than 5 years. Why? Because at least this period you able to, even there would be some down, the market would move up if you have been investing into good companies. So keep a check on the company information as well, the progress or the performance of the company. If it is continuously is dropping down and you feel it is not picking up back, then this would be the right time to come out from that company and reinvest your money in some another good company, right? So all these analysis would help you out to generate a return out of the market with a lesser risk. So I believe like if you take care of all these aspects, definitely you can make money out of it. So advisory on misuse of social media, right? Background when we talk about unsolicited stock tips, calls, SMS, WhatsApp, Telegram, there are a lot of, the groups are here. So all the social media is nowadays full of information which we need to take care. Advisory notice, we should take care about the circulars and notification which are being very frequently being issued by the SEBI, TRI, exchanges, and we keep a track of it. There are a lot of, the webinars are part of this, the awareness program which we are doing for your college. There are regular events, the SEBI, the BSE, the other exchanges are being, being delivered by for the general public benefit. So you can be a part of it. You keep a check on the notification the SEBI is being bringing. Don't rely on the others. You have, everyone is now literate. You have a power of, the information in your hand with the click of some on your mobiles tabs, you can access to the correct information. So don't rely on others. Do your own homework. Rely on the right information that you can have. The first-hand information is always better than to have a second-hand information. So BSE initiative, what they have been done, the website, the trading terminals, we have been updated, the mobile numbers, the SMS to the investors we have been giving. And the objective has obviously been streamlined with the SEBI objective, which is investor protection and the market integrity, and exercise the necessary cautions we are taking. So, everyone would be at a, feel safe while they invest into the market. As you all know, Bhavna ma'am also said, the BSE is the Asia's, the topmost, the oldest and the highest volume. We have been talk about in the volume as well. The BSE is the highly traded market when we talk about stock market. And when we talk about here, the various index are available, and the most important index here when we talk about is the Sensex, which is a basket of top 30 companies. Here, the top 30 companies are being reflecting the topmost company who are being the part of the entire exchange, isn't it? So suppose like your Bhavna ma'am is identifying the top 10 students, and the principal ma'am said, okay, give me the names of Bhavna, the top 10 students. So she would be identifying the top 10 students on the basis of their performance, isn't it? Same here when we talk about the Bombay Stock Exchange, the Sensex. Sensex is the best top 30 performing companies. So when we talk about, okay, the SEBI say, okay, give me the Sensex performance. So the BSE would be providing what? BSE providing the top 30 companies performance. And what would the performance criteria? Would be the net worth. So the top 10 net worth come top 30 net worth company would fall under this Sensex list. So obviously, whenever would be having a Sensex, it would be representing always the top 30 companies. Maybe the name would change, just like your top 10 students. Maybe sometimes Snehal would be there in the top, say she would scoring a 10th position. Sorry, Snehal, if I would be wrong, might be you would be at a better position. Just say Snehal is at the 10th position, but she fall down to the 11th position. So now in the next semester, she would not be a part of the top 10. Or maybe she jumped to the position 5th, possible. So what would be happening here? The basket, the company names may change, but the basket always remain of the top 10, top 30 performance, right? Same happening in the Sensex, right? Same happening in this market as well. So if I have no information at all, no clue about the where to start from, how to make it a less risky proposition for me. So the easiest way to invest is to invest in the index, which is a Sensex, because Sensex, if I'm investing for a longer period of time, it never be a chance to lose a money. Why? Because it always been, there would be fluctuation. I must say there would be a fluctuation would be there, but yes, still it would be the best performance of the company. So obviously they would be retaining their positions, or the other companies would be coming up in the picture, but always it would be giving me a profits, but obviously in the long run. So this was the key and one of the tip that you should take care. So examples of when we talk about the unsolicited messages, there would be a lot of way. As you can see here on your screen, the Bhavna ma'am, I believe like she would be using the various screens with all of you so that you can check it out, right? So there would be a lot of way you would be getting the messages, okay, invest इसमें करो, ये research video reports बनती हैं, market news है ना, telegram groups हैं, ये सब sources हैं to give you unsolicited tips, right? कोई webinar करा देंगे और कहेंगे कि अच्छा इस कंपनी में इन्वेस्ट कर लो तो आपको वेबिनार बहुत अच्छा लगेगा, फिर वो बताएंगे साइलेंटली आप इस कंपनी में मैंने इन्वेस्ट किया था, आई बिकम, तो आप क्या होते हो इनडायरेक्टली इन्फ्लुएंस, अच्छा उसने इन्वेस्ट किया था, ये बिकम रिच, तो हम भी इस कंपनी में इन्वेस्ट कर देते हैं. These are all, you know, the inflating thing, misguiding thing. So we should stay away from all these things. When we talk about the BSE initiative trading terminal, so this would be the way that you would be seeing the terminals, how it would look like. So exchange keep on updating the various updates and the advisory tips against it would be there. So what would be my suggestion is to keep a regular check on the SEBI website, the BSE website. So you stay updated with the information. So there would be a lot of the notifications are coming up for the interest of the public, and that we need to be very careful while, investing my money. It's my money. It's not anyone else's money. So I have to be very careful, right? So trading members should exercise necessary caution while dealing on behalf of their clients, which is very important, right? What would be the advisory to you investors? Be aware of your rights and responsibilities. A lot of rights and responsibility have been talked in the entire session. So be careful that you are aware about your rights and responsibilities. Take information decisions to the properly due diligence. You should take care. Do not go for impulsive buying and saying, "Acha, सबको नुकसान हो रहा है, मेरे को भी नुकसान हो जाएगा, बेच देते हैं." That would be the market sensitivity. The companies are using. There are sometimes the strategies. If you have been gone through with the movie of Harshad Mehta, that was being available even on our YouTube as well as on Star, a Hotstar app. It is available over there as in English, both it is available. So you can at least watch that particular movie. It really a lot of learning over there to understand about the market moves and sensitivity, how the peoples have been into the past, have misused the information, the sentiments of the peoples, the young investors who are into the market. So to redevelop the investors' interest into the market, or their psychologically to make them secure into the market, the SEBI keep on updating them with the awareness campaign so that everyone stay active and take a due diligence while investing into the market. So it always been advised that whenever you are dealing and trading into the market, always ensure you are doing it with the registered intermediaries. In case it is not a registered intermediary, it would be you at risk, right? So ensure that the person, whether it's an app, whether you are meeting directly the physical offices, online, email, website, whatever mode you are connecting your broker, ensure that broker is the registered broker. It is not a clone website or a clone software. Make sure it, and for that purpose, you should take the registration number and cross-check the registration number, the address, the correct name of the broker on the SEBI website. So SEBI has the complete list of all the registered intermediaries who are working with the SEBI for this investment purposes. And caution against unsolicited investment tips, so you should take care. But when we start trading, there would be ignorantly or ignorantly with taking all the due diligence. Sometimes I get into the grievances. I would be having some complaints to whom too I'm going to report it. So initially, what would be the first step? I should be reported to my first intermediary, like say suppose depository, I have an issue. So I would be reporting to the depository or to a particular stock exchange or to my broker. But if it does not get resolved, whom I would be my next higher level of my grievance handling is the SEBI. So when we talk about SEBI, SEBI has an investor grievance redressal system, which is called as SCORES. We can have one full-fledged session on SCORES as well, how it works. But due to the shortage of time, I would be just keeping it small and in crisp to know about SCORES. SCORES is a very beautiful app which you can download from your mobile as well. You can check on the website of the SEBI as well. It is available. So on the SCORES app, what you would be doing, anytime you can raise your complaint, your grievance, it is not, being satisfied with the immediate intermediary with whom you had a complaint, right? And the SEBI within the stipulated time take care of your complaint and try to resolve it. That could be connected not only through this app, you can also connect through toll-free number. You can physically visit the registered office. You can write an email with all your supporting documents. So these are the way you can be a part of the market. So I believe this all discussion would be help you to take your future further decisions in a right way. So I would be closing this presentation now here only. So Bhavna ma'am, thank you so much for your support. If you have any queries, so we will be having next 5 to 10 minutes. So we will take up all your queries now.
Thank you, ma'am, for joining us and imparting knowledge. Your words have benefited everyone presented here. Students are now requested to post their queries in the chat box. There is a question from Nishita. She asked, what stockbrokers and sub-brokers do in the security market? Hello, am I audible?
Am I audible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So what I would be talking about, when we talk about trading account, we have been discussed in the session that the trading account you would be opening with the broker, right? So broker would be helping me out into opening the trading account. I would be helping me out in the entire procedure, facilitating the entire, the first prima phase of, you can say, connecting with my stock exchange, right? So that would be the ultimate, the work of the stock market, the broker. And obviously the sub brokers are being the part of the broker itself. So sometimes what happened, the India is such a big country, it is not possible to work with only the broker. So we have a inline the registered sub broker as well, the trading members who would be helping out in the entire process. So just like, in the college, what you would be having, there will be a hierarchy of people who would be connecting to making a system working smoothly. Like principal ma'am has been given the authority to the Bhavna ma'am. The Bhavna ma'am has given the authority to Vanshika and Sneha. What is this? This is the division of that duties and responsibilities are being shared among. Same happening with between the broker and the sub broker. I believe this is clear to everyone.
Next question is from Karuna. She asked, how can we invest in the security markets with less money?
Yeah, so when we talk about the easiest way to enter the market, you can start say with the 500 rupees in the SIP, systematic investment plan, with the help of mutual fund. This is the easiest way that, and the simplest way every student can be start their trading into the market through this indirect way.
Khushi wants to know,
there would be a lot of the software as well, so that if you find any registered stockbroker back in some software, so here also you get a privilege to start with the small amounts. But directly entering the security market, I suggest that initially you must not go with the direct market entry. Rather, you start with the mutual fund, which is the safest and easiest way. Once you gradually, get the deeper knowledge about the market, practically you get familiarized with the market, the jargons, the technologies, then you start with directly into the market, right?
Next question is from Khushi. She wants to know what role do merchant bankers perform in security markets?
Okay, so merchant bankers are basically the a kind of, the banking facilities being provided. See, basically bank are providing what? Bank are providing you the to make your transaction money receipt or money paying both easier, right? But when you talk about merchant banker, they are not a part of this formal channel. Generally, we are not making much sense of the merchant banker over here when we talk about stock market.
Tanu wants to know what are the indicators used while investing in equity market?
Okay, we have, I guess, sufficient discussion. We have been done into the entire this session. And again, if I talk about the major things that you must look towards any analysis that you would be going when you are going to invest your money into the market, you must do the company analysis. As we said, the past performance, the future prospects of the company, the balance sheet of the company, the paying capacity of the company, the profits of the company, the management of the company, the industry, how it is working. These are the basic major parameters anyone must check. Okay, and keep update yourself. It doesn't mean that you would be doing again. I'm again saying to every one of you that you must look towards the past performance. After investment, you should not discontinue to keep following the performance of the company. You have to keep yourself updated and stay active on how the company is performing on the stock exchange and what is the internal performance of the company. You have to stay updated with it.
There's a question from Kajal Pandey. She asked, is this important to have Demat account for investing into stock market?
Absolutely. Without Demat account, you cannot be a part of the stock market, right? As you know very well, बैंक के बिना आप कर सकते हो क्या बैंक ट्रांजेक्शन ऑनलाइन? आप पे कर सकते हैं ऑनलाइन नहीं है आपके पास तो क्या आप स्टॉक मार्केट जो आप ऑनलाइन स्क्रीन देखते हो, can you pay and receive money? No. You need a bank account. जिसका इंटरनेट कनेक्टिविटी हो, जिसमें इंटरनेट एक्सेस हो, जिसको आप ऑनलाइन कनेक्ट कर सको. सेम डीमैट के साथ है. डीमैट अकाउंट क्या सिक्योरिटीज है? इफ यू आर ट्रेडिंग इनटू द मार्केट, obviously you need डीमैट अकाउंट जिसके थ्रू you would be either paying your securities to someone else, that means you are selling the security to someone, or you are buying the security. So obviously where it would come into an account now, which is demat. So that is why it is mandatory document. I mean the mandatory account that you need to keep.
Vanya asked, how can we open demat account with zero cost?
Yeah, as I said, you could start with the basic demat account, and there are a lot of companies, the brokers who are offering, the intermediaries are offering the basic demat account with the zero balance. You can keep it. So you just have to look towards the right authority. I mean the registered intermediary who will be helping you out to open your demat account, right?
It looks like we have covered quite many queries. Thank you, ma'am, for taking up the doubts of these students. Now, I request Dr. Parul Chopra to express formal vote of thanks.
Thank you, Tanushka. Good evening, everyone. I feel privileged to propose a vote of thanks to all of you. On behalf of Department of Commerce, I, Dr. Parul Chopra, would like to thank Dr. Shikha Gupta, Trainer Securities Market at SEBI CDSL, for sharing her valuable knowledge with the securities market, on the securities market with our students. Thank you so much, Shikha ma'am. I extend my sincere thanks to Principal Ma'am Professor Mamta Sharma, who has always encouraged and supported all our endeavors for the development of students. I would like to thank TIC of Commerce Department, Professor Bhavna Rajput, who has initiated and organized entire webinar series during this Investors Week. And she has always been supportive and guided us minute to minute for everything. And she is always available for the development of students. Also, I would like to thank Snehal Jain, Vice President of Kaizen, for YouTube live streaming, Tanishka, Anushka, and Karuna for the technical assistance they have given, Mansi and Vanya for beautifully coordinating and making sure that this event is completed in a successful manner. Thank you all once again. It's a pleasure having you, Shikha ma'am, with us. And that too at the beginning of the series itself.
Thank you so much. And I'm really thankful to Kaizen for doing such a wonderful, the back-to-back events they have been doing for the benefit of everyone. So that is really a wonderful initiative the Bhavna man has started. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, Shikha ma'am, for all your encouragement and support and presenting the sessions so well that we really understood. And I can say that from the students' point of view, that was the complete description of the securities market.
Thank
So
you
we
so
look
much.
forward, yes, ma'am, many such sessions in future also, hopefully in the next
Sure.
semester.
Definitely.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. And thanks, Parul, for beautifully proposing the vote of thanks.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. It's an honor.
Now, I request everyone to kindly stand up in the honor of the national anthem.
तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मन जय
Now, I request everyone to please switch on your camera for taking the screenshot. Thank you, everyone. Now you can switch off your camera. Attendance cum feedback link has been shared in the chat box. E-certificate of participation will be given to only those who fill the feedback form.
हो गया ये तो वीडियो बना था कैमरा थोड़ी स्टार्ट कर यहाँ से कैमरा स्टार्ट यहाँ से भी होता है जोड़िए ना नहीं कीजिए बहुत कम दिया
I repeat myself, attendance cum feedback link has been shared in the chat box. The certificate of participation will be given to only those who fill the feedback form.